Hi, everybody. Laura here, and welcome to the From All of Us release blog hop with Simon Says Stamp. This is a fantastic little mini release. It's got lots of holiday and all year round products, got some really unique things. My project today features this Jingle Snowflake die. I can't wait to show it to you. I'm in love with it. Okay, so I've got a piece of Tim Holtz watercolor cardstock. I'm using some little mini distress inks. This first one is Festive Berries. We're going for a festive holiday themed card. So what I did was I tapped off almost all of the ink. So my ink blender here was nearly dry, and that is because I want to start super duper light and I want to build it up, because when you're starting right in the middle of your card, that's how you got to do it. You got to start really, really light, and you got to build it, and you work your arms on this, baby. I'm telling you, by the time you're done, you are going to be fit as a fiddle. Not really, but you're going to have a great looking card. Anyhow, so you can see it takes some time to build it up. And as you get darker and darker, it gets a little bit more forgiving. You don't have to tap off so much ink. You can go a little darker, and it's not quite as risky. But in the beginning, it's a little risky to start right in the center of a card. So, okay, now we're doing the same thing with mustard seed. And so I got a little Festive Berries, little mustard seed. When you put them together, you get kind of this gorgeous orangey overlap in the middle. It's just beautiful. I love it. Okay, so here we are. We're building it up. We're just about done. And the reason I'm doing this on watercolor cardstock is because we're going to do some extra fun stuff when we're all done with this. I'm going to bring in some little flicks of water. You know how these distress inks work with water. It's just magic. So I've got my little mini mister here filled with water, and I'm flicking on some splatters of water, just like so. And once I get that how I want it to be, you can do a lot, you can do a little, whatever floats your boat. Take your paper towel, dab it on, lift it up, and look, boom, magic. Hit it with my heat gun. I want to make sure it's nice and dry, because we're going to even do another layer, not with water this time. We're going to splatter or flick, or however you want to say, potato. We're taking the distress inks, that same color, Festive Berries, smushed it down onto my craft mat, sprayed it with some water. Take my little paintbrush. These are some Ranger paintbrushes. They come in a set. I use them for everything. They're fantastic. Okay, so we're going to flick on some subtle flicks of the same coordinating colors, the Festive Berries and the mustard seed. So here's what I want to ask you. I want you to be honest with me. Just hit me with the truth, okay? So I was having fun making this card. I got carried away. I was just like playing, you know what I mean? Enjoying the moment. I thought, I'm going to flick on some paints. You know when you just don't know when to stop and you just keep going, keep adding? That's what I'm doing right here. And I thought, Festive Berries, flick it on. And then when the card's all finished and I'm taking photos of it, it just hit me. It came over me like a wave. I was like, oh my gosh. I hope that does not make people think of splatters of blood. This is supposed to be a festive Christmas card, but it can be you're walking a fine line when you're flicking flicks of red on a card. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, hit me with the truth. What do you think? Did it make you think of splatters of blood, or did it just make you think of a nice festive background, colorful background? What do you think? Just whatever, you know? Okay, so we're going with festive background. I hope that's what it made you think of. Maybe I should have never even told you that story. That's what you call TMI. Sometimes I let the cat out of the bag. Okay, so this is all finished here. Let it dry, and we're going to move on to the die cut. This is a gorgeous Jingle Snowflake die, very intricate, beautiful design. Okay, I learned this the hard way. It die cuts right like that. When you try to put it like that on your cutting plate, not going to cut very well. I was having trouble getting it to cut at all, but when I ran it through my Big Shot this direction, it cut perfect, no problems at all. So if you're ever having trouble with one of your die cuts not cutting, you might try switching the direction or the orientation of how you put it through your Big Shot machine. It might make a big difference. I don't know why. I just know it does. And it did right here for this particular die cut. So here it is, cut out perfect. There was no problems at all with running that through. You can see here it comes right off. Perfect. Okay, and then I'll pop out all those little pieces. So I ran this through 4 times. And then here's a little box I use for my spray. I'm going to use spray adhesive to adhere these 4 together. It really makes it easy. And I put it in there. You can see I've used this box a lot, and it's not sticky at all. Once that glue dries, it's really, you can just keep using this box over and over. I used to run outside and come back in, but that was just far too much energy to exert. And I'm already exerting a lot of energy with my ink blending. I don't need to be running in and out of the house for 4 different die cuts. So this box works great for me. And what's great about this spray adhesive is it gives you a little playtime to kind of slide your die cut around, get it lined up perfectly. I was really impressed with that. So I got my 4 there. We're moving on. We're going to stamp our sentiment. So here's my die cut, the 4 all stacked and adhered together. We're going to stamp our sentiment, and for this I pulled out my beloved Misty because I did not want to take any chances of not getting my sentiments straight and not getting them nice and evenly stamped. And when I want to be sure, I pull out the Misty. I'll tell you what, this tool is magic. Okay, so this Joy is from the Big Create Joy stamp set, and I've got that all nice and light. I love how you can, that grid on the Misty, make sure that your sentiment is straight, because that is one of the things that would mess up my cards more than not. You don't even want to know how many times I'd finish a card, go to stamp my sentiment, and stamp it crooked. And I tell you, my eyelashes melted off of my face. The anger of having to start completely over because you jacked up your sentiment stamping. So this Misty really is great. So now I've got To the World. I'm going to stamp underneath the Joy. This is from the Big Add-ons. I love the combination of these fonts. You got that big, bold Joy and then the scripty To the World. And I thought, since Joy to the World is the title of A Christmas Carol, how fitting it went with the die cut. Since it's a music staff and snowflakes, you got the festive music, you got the Christmas Carol title, and don't you just want to sing with me, everybody all together, Joy to the World. I almost got my kids to sing Joy to the World. That would have been a real treat, but there's a high probability that they would not remember the words past Joy to the World. I would be 50-50 chance that they could remember what's the next part of that song. So we're popping up this panel with some foam tape. This is pretty much finished. One more little detail because I couldn't stop is some sparkling clear sequins. I've got the 3 different sizes here. I love to put these on. It's a nice shimmery detail, and this card is finished. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoy the rest of your blog hop. Go check out the From All of Us release over at Simon Says Stamp. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.